Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom. Vitamin D3, the role of skin, liver, kidney integration. My Dharma, the impeccable wisdom, the wisdom of the divine nature. My greatest discovery, Divyank, the divine design of nature, with which the perfect objects are designed and created. Divyank, the result of 60 years of integrated knowledge. Impeccable wisdom is enlightening. Akhand Vidya wisdom is empowering. Nutshell of this particular presentation, we are talking in terms of urinary system, excretory system related to the kidneys. And we have seen the role played by kidneys is very intelligent. It can judge every change in the body, particularly with respect to water, sodium, chloride, potassium, and other elements which play an important role to make sure that we are perfectly in a state of homeostasis, normal otherwise. So we have talked of water, we have talked of sodium, we have talked of potassium, we also talked of oxygen, hemoglobin, RBCs. And now the time is we are talking about vitamin D3 and its drama with respect to balancing calcium homeostasis. So vitamin 3 is with calcium homeostasis, and result is you see sun on top, ultraviolet bright light works on skin epidermis, and it converts cholesterol into 7-dehydrocholesterol, and which is a provitamin. Second part is we take diet, and from diet cholecalciferol is absorbed after ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and that is the vitamin part. Then whole product goes to liver and neuron cells with the help of 25-hydroxylase produce 25-hydroxy vitamin D3, which is a pro-hormone. And then blood is carried to the kidneys, and in kidney interstitials produce with the help of alpha 1 alpha hydrox 125 hydroxy vitamin D3, which is active calcitriol form, and it is active hormone. Result of that is on the bone calcium mobilization, intestine calcium absorption, as well as maintaining calcium because with thyroid and parathyroid. This picture as such looks complicated. It's very precise, concise presentation for everybody's use. Now let's explore each one step by step to see the formula and how we can understand and remember it for the rest of our life. Ancient Indian wisdom of India is well known for one factor. Okay, we have Gayatri Mantra and we chant it 3 times. Morning is called Brahmani, Vaishnavi in the afternoon, and Rudrani at night. But at the same time, we have the objective of offering water to the rising sun in the morning. Lord Aditya or Surya, Aragya, our Upanishad, our prayer, our offering. Question which I have raised, why do we offer holy water to Lord Surya, sun god, in the morning? I do believe all the rituals given in Vedas, Upanishads, and other scriptures have great science in it. So, with respect to this particular concept of offering water to the rising sun, has many meanings. Of course, it can help your eyes concentration. You can get ultraviolet rate on the eyes. You can concentrate on the eyes with the Thratkam. You can improve your eyesight. As a result, you may and may not need glasses at all for the rest of your life. In that respect, my life is one of the examples. I don't need it. I can read even my iPhone without any glasses put together. But with respect to this water offering, there is a concept that we are offering water and looking at that. Maintaining water is one part, but it's also talking in terms of kidneys and other functions, skin, effect of light on us. How does photosynthesis or light of sun helps us in this particular process of calcium absorption? Because we are talking of vitamin D3. Before going to this particular process, there is something which I always been very, very dear to me is cholesterol. Synthesis of all steroids is from cholesterol. And cholesterol has got carbon 27 carbons. It is in 10 stages it is formed from acetyl-CoA, which has the 2 carbons, acetyl acetoacetyl coenzyme A, which is 4 carbons, HMG coenzyme, which is 6, then malolactate. This particular process is called nitrous synthesis or the process or the pathway, which has got 6. Then farnesyl PP is 15, sequenyl is 30, lanosterol is 30, and then with the help of NADH, it is converted into cholesterol, and that becomes a raw material for rest of steroids to be produced. As you can see, 27 carbon is cholesterol, and it can be used for cell membrane to give it strength. So it protects it from water moving into extracellular, intracellular freely without any effort, cannot move. There are required certain things. That barrier is there. Only lipid soluble products which can pass through, not otherwise. Vitamin 3 is for calcium, and of course bile salts, they are all produced from cholesterol, and it also becomes a source for adrenal gland, minerocortical in the first one, glucocortical the second one, and androgen in the third one, and of course sympathomimetic in adrenal medulla. And also they are source for testes as well as ovaries to produce all the hormones required for the body is from cholesterol. From that angle, cholesterol is the raw material from which all the steroids are going to be made. Now let's understand the formula of cholesterol is carbon 27, hydrogen 46, and oxygen is only 1. This is the raw material. You can see the structure on top. And sun ultraviolet rays act on epidermis layer of the skin and help convert cholesterol into 7-dehydrocholesterol, which is C27, hydrogen 44 and all. What you see is that 2 of hydrogens have been removed from particle 7 and then become D-cholesterol. And what was the raw material has become a provitamin for the formation of vitamin B3. So I'm sure this particular process takes place when we pray to God in the morning with the water or with the flowers, whatever it may be, or Gayatri Mantra, whatever it may be. You can take any process. But absorb the oxygen ultraviolet rays to start this particular process of converting cholesterol into 7-dehydrocholesterol and reducing hydrogen. That's why I call dehydrogen, 2 hydrogen removed from 46 gone to 44 and becomes a provitamin. And this is one part which takes place right in that. Then we have a breakfast, and breakfast intake, ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, other thing which takes place becomes a source of cholecalciferol, which is the same formula as decalciferol. Is also 2 less than cholesterol. This is a source from proteins, that is a source from skin through that. So I'm sure now you can understand exposing ourselves to sunlight to formation of cholesterol to 7-dehydrocholesterol is one source, and cholecalciferol is another source from vitamin from food itself. You have 2 sources and you can see the formula. So from that angle is very clear. Sunlight can help. For some reason, if you are not able to do, you can have adequate amount of vitamins or provitamins which can give you vitamin D3 at a later date in your food. It can come from vegetarian, non-vegetarian, otherwise. As a person who believes in natural that human beings are fructivorous, frugivorous. I take only vegetarian, and I know there are more than enough groundnuts and fruits, dates, which can be used as a vitamin for cholecalciferol or vitamin D3. So there is no problem with respect to vegetarian with respect to vitamin D3. Sunrise, very good, natural. Food can be another source. With that itself, you can maintain it pretty well, provided you're careful with respect to what gives vitamin D3 source of income. Now, cholecalciferol is converted into 25-hydroxy vitamin D3 in the kidney, in the liver. First, skin plays important role, then food, digestive system, then whole thing is taken to the liver for assimilation, and then it gets converted into 25 hydroxy vitamin, that means carbon 27, hydrogen is same, but instead of one oxygen, one more oxygen is added. It is increasing oxygen. Hydrogen too are reduced from cholesterol, but oxygen is added one more to produce a pro-hormone in the liver neuron cells, and that is a formula. So I'm sure very clear. Skin gives you from cholesterol to 70-hydra, then from food you can cholecalciferol, and then you have 25-hydroxy vitamin D3, which is carbon 27 H44 O2, a pro-hormone. What started as a provitamin to pro-hormone, so naturally next process is going to be to the hormone level. So I'm sure C27 remains as it is. Hydrogen remains 2 less, and oxygen from 1 to become 2. Now, there is a formation of 1,25 hydroxy vitamin D3, which is called calcitriol. That is an active hormone which is going to be used effectively to make sure that calcium is absorbed and we can maintain. But as I brought the formula very clear, it's a C27 which is same, H44 is same, but oxygen has become 3. So what was 1 became 2 is become 3. That means initial stages, the first step is removing 2 hydrogen elements and then adding 1 oxygen, 2 oxygen, 3 oxygen in the kidney cells, along with whatever we produce other things in interstitial cells, afferent cells close to juxtaglomerular apparatus plays important role, and the formula I have given down with respect to 125 vitamin B3, which is calcium, which is active hormone, and this is what we are working towards as a vitamin D3. So sunlight can help, food can help, then digestion from the system taking it to the liver can convert it further and then can bring it back to kidneys and convert into calcitra and convert into SIM, and that is going to go further to bring the changes which are required with respect to vitamin D3. So this is active process, calcitriol. So I'm sure by this time you know very well the stages one by one, starting from cholesterol, 10 stages to this. Now let's see what kind of effect it has on the different parts of the body to mobilize calcium homeostasis so that we do not suffer from the kind of problem which normally are seen when there is a calcium deficiency. Prime objective or calcitime is to stabilize calcium level to 10 milligram per ml so that there is absolutely no problem with respect to the muscular contraction. There is no problem with respect to cholesterol formation or clot formation or stopping the bleeding, and at the same time intelligence part. So let's see how it works at the level in the body with the help of calcitriol or active hormone. Now look at this particular picture. This is going to integrate calcium homeostasis, perfect physical health, emotional stability, mental intelligence, and super intelligence to be in tune with God. So right on top you have three organs which have been highlighted. One is the bone. So calcitriol, a vitamin D3, has the role of improving the calcium mobilization to bring it into normal level. Then also helps in absorption of calcium from the digestive system, and also parathyroid and this thyroid combination also make sure that we can maintain the balance. So three major organs on vitamin D3 works. One is on the bones to keep the bone homeostasis and calcium deposit or calcium phosphate deposit perfect for rest of your life, so that you do not suffer from any bone loss at any stage. Maintaining 10 milligram per 100 ml of blood is absolutely essential. And also digestive system also gives you the help, and thyroid and parathyroid also plays important role. Now let's understand this process with respect to thyroid first. Thyroid, normally we talk in terms of thyroid hormone, which prime function is to improve the that heat for the body. We are not going to go that part. We are going to go to only the calcium homeostasis. Right in the middle, you can see the imbalance. Balance is calcium 10 milligram. When there is an increase, rising blood calcium level in the blood goes up, thyroid starts producing calcitonin, and as a result, extra calcium is deposited in the bones and in the form of calcium phosphate. The ratio of calcium phosphate is like a deviant ratio only. As long as we maintain that ratio in intake of calcium and phosphate in deviant ratio, I can assure you you'll have no problem whatsoever. That is the role played by thyroid gland in maintaining. But when blood calcium starts falling down below the normal level, it's not 10 milligram, it's 9, 8, 7, 6. The one of the first thing which comes to play a role is a latent technique. That means calcium level is less than required, but not to the stage that you're going to experience tetany. But we can manifest that by putting a carbon or blood pressure on the left side, press it, and keep the pressure more than the systolic blood pressure. As a result, the hand would start using the calcium required, and when there is no further calcium coming up, you will still start seeing the contractures or a tetany by and large. And that is a latent tetany. And this also can be precipitated by increasing respiratory rate, and that also works. And if it becomes this, then you can see it much more by even pressing on the muscles in this, you can see that particular problem by and large. But when it comes down, what happens? Parathyroid hormone is stimulated. When parathyroid hormone is stimulated, pH has come down, then it starts producing more of PTH, parathyroid hormone, and which goes to the bones, and extra calcium from the bone is brought to the bloodstream to keep blood calcium level to perfect level. I'm sure you are able to understand that when it comes down, parathyroid comes to play a role to produce parathyroid hormone, which can mobilize calcium from the deposit in the bank and bring it to the calcium level. But the message of this particular product or this particular video is maintain vitamin D3 level or calcitriol level as adequate, as effective as required, so that the calcium deficiency of any nature or over-absorption of any nature does not come to play a role. We can maintain that and you will have no problem with respect to muscular contraction, because calcium is very important for muscular contraction. It's also very important for blood clotting, and is also responsible for cardiac muscles, where you see that the systolic stage is maintained only because of calcium, not because of anything else. Sodium and potassium is plays part in skeletal, but come to the cardiac, middle sustenance of systolic phase of 0.3 seconds is primarily because of calcium. So similarly, calcium has a lot of functions, and for that vitamin D3 is very important. And in the vitamin D3, whole process starts from giving water to the blood, exposing your skin to light, and then calcium converting cholesterol into 7-dehydrocholesterol, then going through the process of bringing to the active stage and mobilizing calcium from all the parts and maintain, and as a result we could have a perfectly healthy physical, emotional, mental, spiritual and otherwise life, and thereafter we will not have any problem whatsoever with respect to all the things. And this is what reality is. The last picture, from this picture you can make out it is the Vishuddhi chakra which plays very important roles, and that is with thyroid and parathyroid gland on one side, and also digestive system which comes with the Usha chakra, digestive system, and of course the heart. And all the centers come to play a very important role to make sure that we lead a perfectly healthy, wealthy, wise and happy life. I think this should be more than enough for people to understand the role of kidneys with respect to the water on one side, sodium on one side, glucose on one side, calcium on one side, calcium this, erythropoietin for obviously hemoglobin, oxygenation. So core in core we can say kidney is very intelligent. It plays important role to make sure that we lead a perfectly healthy, wealthy, wise and happy life. And that's it. Thank you very much.